everyone, Charlene Ortiz here. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to follow the plan that I wanted to follow as far as documenting my recovery after my surgery and all that. Unfortunately, I kind of had a setback about a couple weeks ago. I started getting really sick to my stomach, having really bad vomiting, diarrhea. I just was not holding my food down or digesting it. I apologize, guys. I have my air conditioner on in here, so because it's extremely hot, there's no way I'm turning it off. So I do apologize if it's kind of loud, but anyway, a couple weeks ago, I started just experiencing a lot of pain, and again, I wasn't digesting or holding down any food. And and I'm talking about simple foods because I was graduated to a soft diet. My doctor was approved me to get off of the clear liquids, and I was able to go on to a soft diet, which is basically like soup, smashed potatoes, just soft foods, easy to digest. And I wasn't digesting it, and I wasn't holding it down. So anyway, I went to the emergency room, and they did a CT scan, and they sent me by ambulance again to Vegas. And then I was in the hospital in Vegas for 4 nights while they did a lot of tests to see if I had a virus or a gastrointestinal disease or any complications from the surgery, whatever it was. And initially I was really terrified because I was really scared that it was some kind of complication from my surgery, and I was afraid they might have to do surgery again. And I just felt like, oh God, I really, really hope this is just a minor setback. I'm not going to have to have another surgery. And anyway, thank God it wasn't. But so basically, what the doctor explained to me was that my stomach is readjusting to digesting food, and my whole digestive system is just readjusting to digesting food, and it was just rejecting it. And so he explained to me that when they did my surgery, in essence, what they did was like a gastric bypass, which is what somebody who is obese or morbidly obese would get, where they had to reroute my digestive system just like they did with my Whipple procedure, and they had to remove a portion of my stomach, and a significant portion, which really sucks because obviously I don't need I'm not trying to get gastric bypass, but unfortunately I now have to kind of adjust my lifestyle to that, like that of someone who has had a gastric bypass, meaning very small amounts of food at one time. And I didn't realize that they were going to cut that much of my stomach. I mean, I knew they were going to probably have to remove some of it, maybe. But when I had my Whipple procedure, a portion of my stomach was also removed then, and so now my stomach's even smaller than it was, after I had my Whipple procedure when I was 11. And so I was kind of discouraged when the doctor kind of explained to me what was happening, and the fact that now my stomach is a lot smaller, and I just am gonna have to watch my portion sizes. He says I can eat whatever I want, like literally whatever I want, but it just has to be very small amounts at a time. So it was discouraging because obviously I've lost weight since my surgery. I feel like I look terrible because I personally have never found the skinny, sickly look to be attractive. I know there's a lot of girls out there that feel like the skinnier the better. I personally don't think that's attractive or appealing at all. I like to have a body that is full and strong and healthy and thicker. And, I personally have always found that that's what's beautiful and attractive. Um, Not that I've ever been a voluptuous person, but at least the muscle that I had built gave me some mass, some thickness, and I've unfortunately, I've lost a lot of that. So it's been, like I said, a couple weeks since I got sick, and this coming Saturday, I guess it'll be 2 weeks since I've been home, since I got home. So it definitely was a significant setback. Um, and this has definitely been kind of an emotional time for me, just because I just I thought that I would be doing better by now. It's been almost 6 weeks since my surgery, and I'm still can barely have energy to do anything. Taking even something as simple as taking a shower is exhausting to me. Um, I just I still have get abdominal pain and abdominal cramping, and I'm still kind of learning um, how I need to eat so that I won't get sick. And it seems like sometimes, no matter how little I eat, or no matter what it is, how simple it is, I'll still get sick. And I'm just hoping that it's just something that will improve over time, because initially, when before I had my surgery, the surgeon told me that this was going to be a life-changing surgery, like in a good way, like it would dramatically improve the quality of my life, and I certainly am not seeing that, not at this point. um, and so it definitely has been kind of a roller coaster for me throughout my life, with a lot of the different challenges that I've been through, whether it was, with my health, with my finances, with my relationships, my marriage, whatever. One thing I would always say is, at least I still have my workouts. And that was, my workouts have always been like my best friend. The one thing that I could go to that I knew would make me feel better, would make me feel accomplished, would, build my self-esteem, and, just make me feel like I was a strong, powerful person. And I've lost that. I don't have that anymore. I mean, not to say that I'm never gonna, be able to exercise like I used to again. To be honest with you guys, I don't know if I'll ever reach the level of fitness that I was at before my surgery. Because before my surgery, like back in February, which was kind of when I started getting sick, um, I was able to run 12 miles in a day. It took me a couple hours to do it. I'm not a very fast runner, but I was able to run 12 miles a day. I was able to lift very, very heavy weights, especially for someone my size. I just regardless of my health challenges and the limitations I dealt with, I still was very fit, very strong, very capable. And now um, I can barely walk to my mailbox and back. And my husband and I celebrated our 20-year anniversary back in July. July 14th was our 20-year anniversary. And I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit too. But yeah, this video, I guess, is just going to be some just rambling and just, just kind of talking about how I'm doing, and just, what this summer has been like for me. But we celebrated our 20-year anniversary on July 14th, and obviously we couldn't do anything because I was sick, recovering from surgery. Could barely eat, so, and just thinking about the fact that it's been 20 years is just blows my mind. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been 20 years. Like, in one sense, it does feel like it, just because of we've been through so much together. And because of just the bond and the connection that we have, just how close we are, and how so many of the challenges we've been through in life have brought us together. And, but there have been times where we almost separated, with some of the challenges that we faced. Where in some ways were sometimes felt like too much. And we didn't know if our marriage was going to make it and if we were going to pull through. And this year in particular, 2021, even starting all the way back, I'm sorry guys, I have my phone propped up like on this pillow thing, so I'm gonna try not to move it too much. But it's definitely, this year has definitely, I would say, been the most challenging year we have ever faced in our marriage. And we've faced some really crazy challenges throughout our marriage, and this has definitely been the most challenging. With the living situation that we were dealing with last year, with buying this property. I mean, obviously exciting things have happened, because, we own this land now and it's amazing, and we're going to build a house on it. We're converting this bus. And in that sense, it's been very exciting, but it's also been a huge project to take on. I mean, it really is a big project. And our plan originally was to start building in May, or at least start the process of the building, like getting the permits and meeting with the planning department and all that stuff. But unfortunately, because of my health, all that has had to be put on the back burner until, I start to feel better. But this year has definitely tested my marriage. The challenges I've been dealing with my health has definitely tested my marriage. And I'm going to try not to get too emotional, but I'm so blessed and so grateful for my husband, that he has just been such a rock for me during this time. And he has put his whole life on hold to take care of me. And he does everything for me, everything. And I basically just lay in bed and try to get better and recover, and there are times that we still do fight and get frustrated, because it's a lot, for him to take on, because before I got sick, I did a lot. I took care of all the bills. I was the one that would go to the grocery, run all the errands. I took care of the animals. I cleaned the house. I did the lawn. Like, I did everything. And I didn't mind, like I love my role as a wife. I love taking care of my husband and my home and my animals. But now all that is put on his shoulders. And he has taken on that responsibility with such an amazing attitude. And this really has been a year that has tested our marriages, helped me see how strong our marriage really is, even at times where I wasn't sure if we were going to make it. If I didn't know if I could handle just our personality differences and the things that we would argue about, and the flaws that we both have, that clash. Like, I feel like this has been like a major turning point for us, where we've almost, I don't know, kind of reached a point where we're getting so much better at not getting upset about the little things, and letting things go, and being a lot quicker to say that we're sorry and forgive each other, and for me to show my gratitude towards him, and just make sure he knows every day how much I appreciate him, how grateful I am for him. Because if it wasn't for him, there's no way I would be able to get through this. There's no way, I would have been able to take this on. And he has just been such a rock for me. And, I know a lot of times, when it comes to our marriage, especially when you're young, and you're in a new marriage, we all kind of have a fantasy or some kind of ideal in our mind of what a marriage should be, and how our husband or how our wife should act or whatever. And a lot of times our marriage does not live up to that ideal or that fantasy or that expectation that we had. And we can get discouraged. We can start to feel like, did I marry the right one? Is this the right person for me? Is this what I really want? But it's easy to overlook things about our partner that are amazing and that are inspiring, and ways that they show us love that might be more subtle. Maybe, your husband doesn't bring you flowers every week anymore, or it's been a long time, or what have you, and maybe you wish he would do that more, because your friend's husband does that, whatever. And because we focus on the things that are the areas our partners fall short, or the things they don't do, we miss the things that they do to show us love, to show us that they do care, to show us that we're still important to them, to show us that they want to be our life partner. And we forget to pay attention to those things. And just the way that my husband has taken care of me, just has shown me, how deep his love for me really goes. And, he really has just been a source of encouragement for me. And there are times when I do get discouraged and depressed, and he will get frustrated. He'll be like, just, it's still early. It's only been 6 weeks. Like, don't get discouraged so quickly. And I'll get my feelings hurt because I feel like, well, you're not understanding how I'm feeling and what I'm going through, and, whatever. But I have to take a step back, and think about, not just what I'm going through, but also what he's going through. Because for any of us that suffer from any type of physical or emotional mental illness, sometimes we might feel like our partner or our spouse can be insensitive, but a lot of times the frustration that we see from our partner has to do with the fact that they feel very powerless. They see us in pain, they see us suffering, and they can't take it away. And they can sometimes show their frustration in ways that can seem hurtful to us. But we have to remember, that we're not the only one going through it. Like, our partner is going through it with us. And, as human beings, we're not always going to be perfect in how we react and how we respond, And I just, again, I just cannot express enough what an amazing man I am married to. I really am. And, I look forward to the next 20 years and the next 20 years after that with him. And, whatever challenges are, going to be thrown at us, that, I feel like, we're going to be strong enough to take it on. Because we have, suffered a lot of heartache, a lot of letdowns, a lot of tragedy, throughout our lives, through our marriage, as a couple, as individuals, and it just either, it tears you apart as a couple, or it brings you closer together, or both. In the beginning, it might tear you apart. It might cause you to be distant from each other because of the stress of whatever life situation you might be dealing with. And then, eventually you come back together again, But so it's definitely been a really difficult summer, to say the least. That's for sure. My summer basically, like, for me, like, I feel like summer didn't even really happen, because I was sick and in and out of the hospital and all that stuff. But um, I definitely, um, I definitely do feel hopeful about about our plans for the property. I definitely still believe that we're going to be able to do what we want on this property, because it really is an amazing piece of land. The landscape here is just beautiful. If you like the desert, I love the desert. I love just how just the serenity of the desert and just how peaceful it is. At night, because we live in a small town, there's no lights outside. You can see every single star in the sky, and it is amazing. During the day, we have beautiful mountain views. And even though we've had a kind of a major setback in terms of building on this property, I'm still really grateful that we're here. And I still feel very hopeful that we're going to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish here. And I want to give you guys a tour. When I'm feeling better. Right now, I just don't feel like it. Unfortunately, because the bus does not have air conditioning, we have had to stay in the trailer for the most part, because the windows in the bus don't fit like a normal air conditioner. We do have a mini split system that we need to have installed in the bus, but because I've been sick, again, I'm the one that kind of takes care of that kind of stuff. I need to hire an HVAC person to have it installed so we can have air conditioning in the bus. So right now it's only in the trailer. And the trailer, like, I much prefer to be in the bus, because the trailer is gutted and it's, it's not very pretty in here. I mean, there's a bed, it's a comfortable bed. We have a nice big lounge chair in here. I mean, it's clean. It's just like it needs to be remodeled and gutted, and the ceilings need to be like, it just needs a lot of work in here. So I definitely much prefer to be in there, but that's okay. I'm okay, being in the bus, and I'm really grateful that we have a really powerful solar system. We have a really powerful generator, so basically, during the day, we kind of switch on and off from our solar system to our generator to run the air conditioning, because if you've never built a solar system, or have done anything kind of like what we're doing, you don't realize how much energy it takes to run something like an air conditioning. If you're what's the word I'm looking for? If you're off grid and you're running everything on off solar and a generator. Typically, you cannot run an air conditioner off a solar system. But luckily, we have an incredibly powerful setup for our solar. Our solar system, we have invested a lot of money, a lot. Our solar system was incredibly expensive. We did build it up over time. But because we knew we were going to be living off grid, and that we were going to be living off grid for a long time, that we were going to need a very powerful solar system, to keep us going. And to be able to operate everything that we need. So to be able to operate an air conditioner off a solar system, if anybody knows anything about solar system, knows you need to have a pretty powerful system to do that. But we can't run it 24 hours off of it. Again, we have to go between the solar and the generator at night. Like right now, the generator is running the air conditioner. So I'm really grateful that we have a really awesome solar setup, because most people that do bus conversions, or any type of, RV setup with a solar system, don't have a system that's as nice and as powerful as ours. And so I'm really grateful for that. But I definitely want to get you know, back on track as far as filming videos. I have started working out a little bit, and my workouts are incredibly simple. And I want to continue to document that, you know, for you guys to follow along with me. Just so, again, you can feel encouraged and inspired, and you know, see that, you know, here's someone that was, you know, just a few months ago running 12 miles a day that can now, you know, needs assistance walking to the mailbox with my husband. And every day, every night we walk to the mailbox, and that's kind of what my thing. That's what I do, and it's getting easier and easier for me to do that. But one thing I will say, guys, is that this has been one of the most humbling experiences I've ever been through. Because to be where I'm at physically, I haven't been this weak since I was 13 years old, and to experience this type of weakness is just incredibly humbling. But you know, you can't predict, you know, a lot of health challenges and situations, and sometimes things like this that are out of your control, you can't predict it, you know. And again, there are days I do get depressed, I get discouraged, but I can't let that depression, I can't stay stuck in that depression. I can't let that depression suck me down into a black hole of despair, you know, where I just don't push myself to do anything. I have to push myself. And one thing that really sucks is because obviously it's the summertime, you know, here in Vegas, and it's really hot. It's really, really hot. In a few weeks, it'll start to cool down. The funny thing about Vegas is that the weather does kind of work like clockwork, where in May, it'll be like in the 80s and 90s, and as soon as June hits, it's like bam, all of a sudden it's 110 degrees. And then in August, it'll be like in the hundreds, really hot, and then as soon as September hits, bam, it's back into the 90s, and you don't see those really hot temperatures again till June. So it's kind of weird, like it's kind of like clockwork that way. And another thing I'm really grateful for is that where we live, unlike this being in the city, at night it cools down a lot more here than it does in the city. And so at night, we're usually by 11 or 12 o'clock, we're able to turn off the air conditioner, open up all the windows. It's very windy here, so there's almost 99% of the time there's a nice breeze, and it's very comfortable. And I have a little mini evaporative air cooler that I use at night, because I want to put humidity into the air, because air conditioners, you know, kind of remove humidity. And the air is already so dry here. So I use my evaporative air cooler at night, and I sleep with my head right next to it, to, you know, kind of provide some humidity. So that's one thing that's kind of been a challenge, is that anything that I do has to be in the evening after the sun goes down. So I do want to start recording my workouts. I've only done a couple of dinky workouts. Unfortunately, because again, the trailer's small, so I have to figure out how I can set up the camera where you can kind of see what I'm doing, and do it along with me. And whether you're just getting started with your own workout and you need to start really, really slow, or you're in a situation like me, you're recovering from surgery, or you have chronic illness or limitations, you know, for those of you that are dealing with those kind of challenges, do it with me, you know, get strong with me, recover with me. And I just want to be able to, again, just provide that type of motivation and inspiration for you guys. But yeah, so that's unfortunately what's been going on since I uploaded my last video. I haven't really been keeping up with Amberlyn a whole lot, or Charlie Gold, or any of that. I did listen to a few of Shannon's videos the other day, or Shaquana Jefferson. Um, I'm really, really bummed about what happened to Peanut. I'm really bummed that her and Peanut kind of had a falling out, because I like both of them. But I really miss Peanut's channel. I miss it a lot. And I don't know who the piece of shit is that reported her channel, took it down. Um, I guess some people were saying that it was probably Sheep or that drunk girl on the treadmill. And like that drunk girl on the treadmill, I mean, that girl, she is one really emotionally weak and easily triggered person. I had put a comment in one of Peanut's videos one time talking about, Hater Nation, and just how pathetic it is that these people are just so obsessed with Amberlyn and Chantal, and they just can't stop talking about them, and that's all that's all they care about. And I had said, when I was 20 years old, I was traveling across the country skydiving and doing crazy stuff and just enjoying life. Like, what are these people doing with their life? Like, they're young in their 20s, and they're, like, they spend their life researching these two morbidly obese women that they don't even know. Well, that drunk girl on the treadmill got really triggered by my comment and posted it on Twitter. It was saying shit like, yeah, I'm sure she was traveling on daddy's dime or whatever. And it just shows just the ignorance of these people, especially considering my father was a homeless drug addict and alcoholic. So any dime that I've ever traveled on has been my dime, what I've worked for. But so I don't know, because she seems like a very weak, emotionally weak, immature, and ignorant person. I can see that she and some of the other people that get triggered by Peanut would do that. But again, it just shows how weak people are, and they can't handle opposition. They can't handle a different opinion. They can't handle criticism. Because Peanut, like, she's taken a lot of heavy blows from a hater community. But every day she still went online and uploaded her video. She didn't care. The same with Shannon, But I did listen to one of Shannon's videos the other day. And as always, she was on point with everything she was saying about Michael B. Petty and Charlie Gold and all these people that haven't lost 1 pound of weight. Criticizing Amberlyn and Chantal when their lifestyle is exactly the same. They don't lose weight, they don't make any effort, and actually their lifestyle is even worse, because at least Amberlyn and Chantal are just living their life and they don't really care about anybody else. They're not obsessed with other people that they need to make videos so that they can make money, but again, she was on point with everything she said, as always, that those people are really pathetic. They need to find some kind of they're cowards. They're all cowards, complete cowards. And that's, another reason, as far as like doing these workouts with you guys, is, just the excuses that people like Amberlyn, because I despise Amberlyn and Chantal too. I can't stand them. As much as I can't stand Charlie Gold, I also can't stand them. I think they're all, Life by Jen, I think they're all just useless people. Just useless people. And contribute nothing good to this world at all, I mean, they don't have to be useless people, but they choose to be. But just all the excuses that they have for why they're not losing weight, like that one chick on program situation, all the pathetic excuses that she had for why she couldn't lose weight, why she was allowed to eat Burger King, why, I mean, oh my God, it's just nauseating. It's absolutely nauseating. But I just want to share with you guys that regardless of where you're coming from, what kind of challenges you have, if you want to get in shape and you want to be strong and healthy, you can be. You just have to be willing to make the effort and push through the pain. And a lot of these people aren't willing to do that. They just want to make a bunch of stupid excuses and then sit back and criticize people like Amberlyn and Chantal for doing the exact same things they do. They just don't put it on video. So again, it's just I don't understand it. It's a species of human being that just goes over my head. I don't get it. I don't get their thought process, why they behave the way they do. I don't understand it. But I don't even really know what Hater Nation's been up to because again I haven't really been following it. The last I guess piece of juicy tea that I followed was when that Becky broke up with Amberlyn. And that's another situation that I think is kind of weird because everybody is obviously cheering on Becky. And I think it's great that Becky's moving on because Amberlyn is garbage. She's a complete narcissist, a liar, selfish, just a horrible, despicable person. She just is. But Becky is no prize. She's not exactly a high caliber, a person of high caliber, not that I would consider. She's also incredibly morbidly obese. She lives an incredibly undisciplined life. She enabled Amberlyn for 3 years, and contributed to Amberlyn gaining over 100 pounds or whatever she's gained. I mean, I think it's great that she has a job now, but I mean, everyone sees Becky as kind of this like innocent victim of Amberlyn, and I've never seen her that way. As far as I'm concerned, she's a grown adult that's completely capable of working. She didn't have to stay with Amberlyn. They weren't married. It's not like they had kids together. Like the only thing that was keeping her there was the fact that she didn't have to work, and Amberlyn would buy shit for her. So I don't see Becky as a high caliber human being. Maybe she's not as bad as Amber, but she's certainly not someone that I think is an extraordinary person. I mean, I hope she does find happiness, and again, I'm glad that she was able to get away from Amberlyn. But everybody, I don't know, I feel like it's like they're all putting Becky like on this pedestal. No, Joey, no, everyone's putting her on this pedestal for breaking up with Amberlyn, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Like under normal circumstances, I don't think Becky, in general, I don't think people would look at Becky as being as such a great person as they see her. If no, Joey, no, stop. He licks me if he wants my attention, and I can't stand when he licks me. But again, she's not exactly somebody of a strong character that's, that has, I don't know, good ethics, or that's just my insight, but that's really the only thing I've been keeping up with Amberlyn and Becky. And I hope Becky is able to go on her own soon, and like even her still being there with Amberlyn, like why are you still there? Aren't you working? Like Kentucky is not a very expensive place to live. I'm sure it's not going to take that long for you to make enough money to get what do you call it, a deposit and first month's rent for an apartment, but she's still there. So as far as I'm concerned, Becky has used Amberlyn just as much as Amberlyn has used Becky. They both used each other. So again, I just don't think Becky is a really good person. I just don't. But anyway, I kind of got off track there, but it's just my thoughts on the Amberlyn drama. And I gotta know what's going on with Charlie Gold. I'm not on Twitter. I don't think she's uploaded in a while, but I think, because she's such a coward, she's not losing weight. Her people's opinion of her is, getting more and more negative. So again, because she's such a coward, I think that's a big reason why she hasn't uploaded in a while. So I don't know. So anyway, enough of that rambling. So I'm gonna start recording my workouts, and not every day, probably not every workout, but as when I add like a progression to my workout, then I'll film my progression again, so you guys can do it with me. Personally, my workouts I'm going to be doing every other day. I'm just using tubing. That tubing a lot of you guys that I did with the giveaway, the tubing that you guys have seen me use in other videos, that's all I'm using. That's it. Just that tubing. And I do have a spinning bike, and I have a Total Gym Fit. And the spinning bike I got for like $70, and this is like a $300 bike. And the Total Gym Fit is a $1,500 machine, and I got it for 200 bucks. And just people, with a lot of money that bought these pieces of exercise equipment, and like so many people ended up never using it, and they don't care if they make any money off of it, they just want to get rid of it. So definitely a good situation for me. So I couldn't believe it when I saw a Total Gym Fit in brand new condition for actually it was $250, and he brought it down to 200. So I can't wait, to start using my spinning bike, and to start being able to use my Total Gym Fit again, and recording that, and for me, even just kind of learning how to use it, because it's not a piece of equipment that I've worked with before, and so it definitely has a little bit of a learning curve. So I'm really excited to be able to get back to using those pieces of equipment again. I did use it, a couple times. Coco. I did use it. Sorry, she's moving my pillow around. I did use it a couple times, the spinning bike and the Total Gym Fit, but then I started getting sick, and so I couldn't use it anymore. So I'm excited to get back to using those pieces of equipment. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to my rambling. If you didn't stay till the end, that's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. I know I ramble for a long time. So my next video, I planned for it to be a workout video, so you guys can, do it along with me. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Remember, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally, and don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.